Today we're checking out a whole bunch of knives from BEGG Knives, and we're going to start off with this guy right here. Now, I might get some of the names wrong. Hopefully I don't. I will have everything linked down in the description, but this is the Galaxy. It has VG10, harpooned, drop point, deep hollow ground blade, nice and thin behind the edge. Perfect plunge grind and sharpening tool. I love how they have like a machined geared pivot. That looks so cool. And you know, with the blue anodization on there. Then we have contoured G10. And I'm sure it comes in different colors. We have an aluminum backspacer and a deep carry ceramic ball clip that BEGG Knives is known for. Now, I'm typically not a big fan of the ceramic ball clips unless if they're like this one where they're long and they don't have a lot of tension. But when they have a ton of tension, that pinned point spot underneath the ceramic ball clip just doesn't do well going over the seam of pants, in my opinion, when it has a lot of tension. But if it doesn't have a lot of tension, it's usually pretty good. Nice and ergonomic. It is not a neutral grip, but it's definitely comfortable. And the action, super good. This thing is very smooth on the opening and the drop. The detent is not a strong detent, but it's also not a super light detent. It's more on the medium side, but it winds up working out really well for this knife. And yeah, all in all, really cool. I do like it quite a bit, and it is rock solid, no play any direction. I did check that. I've checked, you know, for failure and stuff, and so far so good. So that one's pretty damn cool. Let's check out the next one. Now the next one is, oh man, what was the name of this? The One. This is the One. Now this is a design with KIRBY, Lambert, and JVO Designs. I think JVO Designs is the one who designed it for KIRBY Lambert or something like that. You can see it does have some influence from KIRBY Lambert. I have a couple KIRBY Lamberts. They're not customs. They are the production knives he's done with Rehab, but I really like them. And this one has a lot of the same style as the ones I have. A harpooned, recurved. I want to just call it a clip point because it is a harpoon, which I love harpoons, but this is not a tanto. I know it kind of looks like a tanto, but this is a belly here. This is not, you can call it a tanto if you want, but it does not have a secondary tip here, but it does have a dual grind, so a hollow here and a flat here. This is a steel frame lock, and you know, it feels like it's titanium, you know, aside from it being pretty heavy, because it is heavy, you know, because it is steel. But the titanium's done very well. Nice stone washing. Love the texturing. Love the access to the lock bar. Very smooth. And this disc, super good. Now with discs, they have to be placed in texture just right to be as good as this. This one has perfect texturing around the edge, and it's placed in a great spot for the reverse or thumb flick. Nice sound. It has nice, love the sound of it. Just all around, great knife. And considering it has a disc, you know, that's really cool, because like I said, some discs, they suck. They're not very good. But this one's done very well. It does have, I believe this is a steel milled pocket clip. No, it's a titanium milled pocket clip. So we have a titanium milled pocket clip, and you can see the milling on the inside of the steel liners. All in all, you know, the ergonomics of this thing is really well done. The detent is tuned like to perfection. The blade stock is, you know, a robust, thick blade with, you know, good geometry at the edge, so it's going to be plenty tough and slicey at the same time. The utility cuts, the tip is pretty high. I usually prefer tips to be center of the pivot or lower, but you'll be able to get by just fine. And with this little recurve, you'll be able to trap materials for a little bit longer distance cuts. I really like this one. Let's check out the next one. Now here's a couple little slip joints that are JVO Designs as well. We have a drop point and a sheep's foot blade. I like the shield. This one's got the all stainless handle. Pretty sure these are VG10 too. I could be wrong about that. I don't see the steel marking, but it's got a nice smooth pull. These do not have a lot of tension, so they're not something you're going to need to use the nail nick on. You can literally just pinch it and rip it, which I do prefer. It does have a half stop, as you can see. The walk and talk, it's a little muted. They definitely could be a little poppier, if that's even the right word for that. But they are nice and cool. The fit and finish, you know, and lineup and fitment is done very, very well. The fitment. She hates that. The clearance on the blade and just, you know, the tolerances are really done well. We have brass bolsters on this one with brass pins and shield. And we have a brass shield on this one with the stainless handle. These are pretty slicey, or at least slicey enough. And you know, for just a little compact pocket knife, you know, it's pretty damn cool. You know, this might be something you just toss at the bottom of your pocket, or possibly throw in a little sheath. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Let's check out the next one. Now the next one, really quick, the last slip joint. This one's a little bit more my style now. It has the modern look to it, and technically I can do it one-handed. Now it has this fuller on it that makes it a little bit easier, and it has, and oh yeah, by the way, the last ones were JVO designs, so is this one. It has the shield again, stainless bolsters, black G10, very comfortable in the hand. There's also a hawkbill version. I'm not sure if it's the same model, but there is a hawkbill very similar to this. This one's obviously the Wharncliffe. And I like it. Great utility cuts, you know, especially, you know, considering it is as slicey as it is, and with a sheep's foot blade. This one has a little bit better walk and talk.
How's the talk and walk though?
Talk and walk is good. But the pull is light. It does have a light pull, as you can see, because I can easily open it up one-handed, which, you know, might be a really good thing to you or not. That's up to you to determine. I kind of like it, but I also like the stronger ones with a lot of pop, so it just depends. But I can get a full grip on this, so this is one you could use as, you know, a full-size knife. Obviously, it's not a locking knife, so you still want to be a little careful, but you could easily put this thing to work. Nice job on the plunge grind, and, you know, very, very smooth. Everything's lined up very well. Yeah, this is very, very well done. Let me check out the plunge grinds on these. These are okay, I guess. I'm not going to say they're horrible. That one could definitely use some clearance. You can see the plunge grind. The end of the plunge grind does hit the edge on that. Not that big of a deal, but very cool. Now, the next two are actually brothers, and this is, I think, the Microburst. Yeah, the Microburst. VG10 hollow ground sheep's foot blades. This is cool. Hopefully he winds up doing, I don't know, maybe he already has a big one. That's why it's called the Micro, but it'd be cool for him to do an XL size one if he hasn't already. Look at this front flipper. Really cool front flipper. Nice jimping, perfect jimping. Listen to this. I can easily reverse flick it. Great acoustics, amazing texturing, super snappy. The way this flipper is designed, it is just so easy. You just basically rest your finger and just roll it. So you just roll it down. That was my fault. You just roll it down, and it is snappy. And like I said, easy to reverse flick. This sheep's foot blade has a nice deep hollow grind on it. Beautiful plunge grind again. For a little chunker, man, this thing's actually pretty comfortable. I could totally use this, you know, for slicing, for utility cuts, for, you know, opening up boxes and stuff. It's got a little chunkiness to it, and this one has the steel handle with somewhat of like a geared button lock, but, you know, it's got a design around the pivot. This is machined out like that. And then you can see the G10 inlay, which is very, very well done. Nice texturing on that G10 too. Then you have the ceramic ball clip. This one has quite a bit more tension than the other one, but it is what it is. Milling on the inside of the liners. The outside of this is, yeah, this is, I believe this is steel. Maybe it's aluminum on the outside. So I think this is aluminum. The handle's aluminum. And you see aluminum backspacer there. You can see the differences. This one is just machined, while this one has the G10. This one just has the micro milling. Look at the pivot is different. Nice big pivot collar, whatever you want to call it. And again, same exact action. Beautiful sound. Gotta love that. This one's cool. I really like this one. I remember getting to try this one, I believe, last year at Blade Show. And yeah, I really, really liked it. I think it was this one. But, you know, like I said, it is thick and chunky, which actually serves it very, very well. But this flipper, man, this is a great flipper design. I hope to see more flippers like this one because this works so easily. Can you thumb it? Yeah, and you can use your thumb. Yeah, really, really cool. Let's get to the next one. Now the next one is the Diamichi, I believe, and the Diamichi is a flipper design with a VG10 Damascus. I believe this is a VG10 Damascus, which would make sense because that's what we're kind of seeing a lot right now is the AUS 10, VG10, or 10CR Damascus. I think it's labeled as 10CR Damascus. It's basically the same thing. But, you know, so the core steel in this is going to be that, which is good. This one has the wood inlay with the carbon fiber, but there is solid steel construction ones that do look really, really cool. Ceramic ball clip, of course, and then G10 backspacer, liner lock, good access to the liner, nice and smooth. Flipper tab's nice and comfortable with a good texturing, good jimping, and a great detent. Super snappy. You can build up and light switch it kinda, or it prefers a light switch, but you can load up and push button it, but it prefers a light switch. Not the biggest knife, but you can still, at least I can, get a full grip, especially if I take advantage of the flipper tab. Plenty slicey. I wish the plunge grind was done a little bit better. It looks like you're going to get one sharpening in there, maybe two. But if you lower back your edge angles like me, you're not going to get much. It is a relatively thin blade stock and a very lightweight knife. That is one thing, man. It is very, very lightweight. So this is cool. This one's, you know, kind of just like a, I'm not going to say a gentleman piece, but it's somewhat of like a compact, very lightweight folder that has a good look to it. So somebody who wants an attractive knife to use, you know, this might be up your alley. You can see the core steel right there. It is definitely riding on bearings, like a lot of the other ones, or at least of all of the locking versions we've seen. Like these guys are on bearings. All the locking knives have been on bearings. So, so super smooth action. Very cool. And next we have the big daddy of the show. Now this is a purpose-driven knife. And what I mean by that is it has a specific type of purpose, as you can probably see just by looking at it. Very thin blade stock. The thickest point is in the middle because this is made for poking. And it is very, very pokey. This thing will go in between bones and go into flesh very, very easily and efficiently. Like it'll be like nothing. Just, and then because it's a double edge, you know, it can be swiped and used, you know, all directions from the tip to both edges. The handle has a contoured G10 scale with some texturing on there for a little bit of added grip. You have a hand guard, since it is specifically made for doing that. It's, you know, it's got a spot so you're not going to slip up the blade in either direction. With the backside, you got a little spot right there. Not, you know, much of a cap off, but it really doesn't matter because you don't have to cap this one off because you don't have the fear of slipping up the blade. The blade steel on this one, I'm not sure. I'll put it up on the screen, but it does have a nice edge on it. The sharpening and grinds are done extremely well. I like the little blood grooves right there. It does have this little indent right there. I'm not sure what that's for, but you know, it's cool. Maybe it's for that. But the sheath, I don't think this is Kydex. I think this is plastic. It might be Kydex, but I'm not sure. It has good, decent retention. You can hear the click. So this is more of a pull and snag out rather than a push off, but you can push off right there. No problem. So you can push and yank it out. You know, you can obviously put this on your belt. But yeah, this one, like I said, this is more purpose driven. This one's for specific things. Could you EDC it? Not really. Not really. I mean, I guess you could, you know, hey, if that's your style, you absolutely could. But this is more of a fighter's knife, you know, something that's, you know, more for combat. But, you know, if that's what you're carrying a knife for, obviously you can. It's just, it's a bit large, you know, but hey, yeah, maybe it's a good thing to have the larger knife because you might have the advantage with the distance, you know, with the reach. Now, there's another BEGG knife that I really want to check out. It's a recurved, it's kind of like a kukri. I think it looks nasty. I think it's called the Sawback. That thing looks so badass. I am gonna try to get one of those on the channel. I really want to get one of those. This thing is really cool as well. It'd be cool to have the two together in a collection because they're badass. But I will have that link down in the description as well. I'll link everything I can down in the description. If there's stuff I can't link, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do my best. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys like this content, I will put some cards up on the screen for you to click on if you want to check out some more content. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.